Hello, 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 hello. Give me a few minutes. Let me figure out the technical stuff, and we should be ready to go in a few minutes. Come on in, come on in. Let's get this started. If you could just give me a few minutes, let me settle in and make sure everything is running. Hopefully, you can all hear me. Let me just grab my mic. Can Hopefully, my volume is loud and clear and you can hear me well. And we should be starting in a few minutes. I'll be ready to go on ahead in a few minutes. All right. Let's see. Let's make sure we are online. We are live. Wherever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, if you could just give me a heads up that you can hear me. My partner in crime is not with me today, so I'm doing the checking and everything all by myself before I start. So give me just one moment so I can do this, and then we should be ready to start. In the meantime, thank you all for those of you who are online. I see a couple of people already online watching. Thank you for joining in. Just give me a few minutes and let me sort out the technical stuff, and then we should be ready to go. Give me just one moment so I can. All right. Let me. We should be ready to go there. All right. We are ready to go. Welcome to another wonderful Wednesday. It is such a wonderful day today. Um, it's what, 62 degrees outside. I couldn't have asked for a better day. It is beautiful outside. As a matter of fact, I think once I'm done here, before my afternoon calls, I'm gonna go for a quick walk and just take it all in, because I believe on Friday the temperatures are gonna start going down again. So I'm going to make the best of today, live in this moment, enjoy the day, enjoy the sun. And I hope all of you, or most of you who are around the DMV, will do the same. It's such a beautiful day. It cannot go to waste. You need to go outside. You need to spend some time outside and just take it all in. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I need my vitamin D, and I haven't had that in a while. So it'll be good to be outside so that I can get that and enjoy just some type of fresh air outside. Um, as you noticed today, my partner in crime, my partner in business, my partner in life, Lee, is not here with us today. He had another engagement that he had to go to. So I'll be doing this by myself. So if you have any questions, just send through your questions through the chat. I will do my best to make sure that I don't forget reading out any questions, or that I address any questions. And if for whatever reason I do not get an opportunity to address your questions on the live, just make sure that you forward the question to our email address, and I will get in touch with you, and I'll give you the necessary information that you have requested, or that that you are asking for. So bear with me, since I'm alone, so I don't have someone to keep checking questions for me, as well as just making sure that questions all questions are answered as and when they come through. All right, but other than that, one of the things that I wanted to, we usually like to talk about what's happening around us as we start off the show. And we continue seeing the real estate market where it is, where interest rates are still slightly high. And as a result, some people are choosing not to transact, which is totally fine. I'm one of those who are choosing not to transact. And then there are some people who are still transacting because they need to do it. Now is the time for them to do it. They cannot push it out. I say this to say no matter where the economy is or what is around you, we all have different requirements. We all have different needs at different times. So it is important that as you navigate your own situations, you make sure that you look out for you, your family, and what the needs are versus going off of what is out there. Sometimes the narrative out there, I hear people, sometimes even other professionals in the real estate business say, today is a good time to buy, right? And it's always a good time to buy. It just depends on you as an individual whether it's the right time for you or you can afford to wait a little bit. That's really the distinguishing factor right there. I'm a believer in not forcing people or being so hard on people to get them to do transactions when they may not be ready. If somebody says to me, I could equally do this next year, okay, let's look at everything else and understand why the thought of doing it next year is even there. If it makes financial sense, if it makes sense for you as a family to hold off until next year, that's the best answer for you. Hold off until next year. Will I say to you, hey, the market's going to be different, blah, or this is going to be that? I don't know. I don't know where the market is going to be at. I don't know how things are going to be, but you have made a decision based off of a certain number of things that affect you as a family, that affect your finances. And that is something that we all have to respect. Anyway, I don't want to spend a lot of time on real estate. One of the things that I really wanted to talk about today was the power of just networking. On Monday, I went to another networking session here in Loudoun County. And one of the things that I'm really enjoying is spending time with other entrepreneurs. There's so much that you can learn from others. I don't know how other business owners are living or operating in silos. It is extremely important to, even if it just means to just get out of your schedule or your normal 8 to 5 or regular hours and have an opportunity to have conversations with other people. It may be people in the same industry as you, it may be people in different industries. However, the foundation that we all have, or the similarity that most of us have, is that we are entrepreneurs. And because of that, there is so much wealth that you can learn from others, that you can also share with others and help another person or another fellow small business owner to flourish or to learn something new, to do something different, and all that type of things. And that is what really the essence of this platform for us. It is rooted in being able to share information, to share knowledge, to learn from each other. We can never say we are there, we have reached the climax where we know everything, we know how to operate, we know how to structure our processes, we know everything, we don't need anyone. We can never say that. We are always looking for creative ways to learn. We're looking for ways that we can partner with others or collaborate with others. So there's no point where you can say, I have attained everything and now I don't need anyone. Right. So go out there. There are so many networking events. There's BNIs. There is the loud in where I am. There's also the Loudon collectives. There are so many avenues. We have meetups ourselves where we also continue sharing with people face to face, because sometimes we easily get lost in doing things live on Facebook or online. Sometimes we want to connect and meet people in person and actually look them in the eye, touch their hand, and things of that sort. So go out there, look for networking events, look for opportunities where you can network. We have the Loudon REI Connect. That's for us. It's a meetup. We meet once a month and we share knowledge with others. And then one of the conversations for today that I wanted to touch on was, as a business owner, this is more of a question that you could also maybe ponder on. As a business owner, what avenues do you have when you are looking for cash? Is your avenue to go to your bank? Maybe you have a banking partner. Is your avenue to go through friends and family? Is your avenue to go through your personal finances and, pretty much get from your personal finances into your business so that you can boost your business? Whatever the avenue is that you're using to finance your business, I just wanted to share one other aspect that you could include as part of your avenues that you have towards getting funding or finances for your business. And what I want to talk about is the cash value life insurance. I had a question the other day where I was having a conversation with a client, and they really just wanted to understand what we mean when we say you can actually get a loan from your cash value life insurance. Now, there's a lot of information out there. It is important that whatever decisions you make, please make sure that you reach out to a professional. You have those conversations. You ask those questions to get clarity before you proceed with anything. And I say this not to say, come only to me. No, whoever you are comfortable with, whoever that you believe you trust, those are the people or the professionals that you want to reach out to. All right. But going back to what we are discussing today, we are talking about getting a loan from your cash value life insurance. What does that mean, or how does that look like? The first thing I want to address here is that when you do get a loan from your cash value life insurance, look at it as you are getting a loan from your insurance company. They are the ones who are giving you a loan. Your policy is going to act as collateral. The same way as when you have a home, you can have a line of credit, and your property or the home will serve as collateral. So if you're not able to pay, you still have the house, and that house can be used to gain whatever you may have taken out. So in the instance of a policy, you have a policy that has a set amount, and when you ask or when you request for that loan, that policy is used as collateral, and then you will get the cash from it. A few things about how these loans work. From my experience, the turnaround has been about 24 hours. 24 to 48 hours, you will have your funds, and your funds will be deposited, and there is no credit review. Nobody's going to look through my credit or pull my credit to determine whether I qualify or not, which is a huge thing, especially as a business owner, because sometimes, truth be told, sometimes as business owners, especially if you have been transacting using your personal credit for the business, your personal credit may have taken a hit. So, in instances like that, it really comes in handy if you are able to get a loan from your policy and they don't really have to pull your credit. That is one huge thing for many people. The other thing is that nobody looks through your finances to say, can you even afford to pay us back? Would you be able to pay us back, let's say, for example, 2,500 every month, right? Those are things that your insurance policy is not going to be looking at. That is another huge advantage of having a policy that you can get loans for whatever financing needs that you may have. I say that because when we started, I mentioned there are so many avenues that you may have in your pocket of, okay, whenever I need funds, this is where I can go. I can go to the bank A, I can go to my family, friends, and ask for a loan there. Having a policy could be another way that you can look into. You could also say, well, I already have established my business credit. So I'm able to be separated from my business and my personal funds. So in that instance, then you are in a position where you are able to get loans on behalf of the business without having to personally guarantee your loan, right? That also is great. The other avenue, of course, is going this route where you do have a policy that you can pull money from and use that money towards the business. If you recall, some of you may have been here last week. We spoke about a key person insurance. When the business has something like that as well, you can pull those funds from there and use those funds to continue growing the business. Now, one of the things that I also love, absolutely love about these policies, and these are policies, one, that you have to be careful who structures them for you. It's customized and it's with the right insurance company to just make sure that some of these things are actually applicable. And one of the things that I love about these types of policies is that you have the potential or you have the ability to actually benefit from the compounding effect. So your policy, as you pay your premium, you will you will learn that with these types of policies, they grow from compound interest. Now, compound interest, this is just at a very general, high level. And this is taking me back to school. But however, compound interest, what it really just means is that if you have a set amount that you pay, right, and you have an interest rate, let's say you have to make 5,000 payment premium, and your interest is 4% per year. In that instance, if you pay that 5,000, right, you're going to, at the end of the year, you will get your interest and your 4% interest on 5,000. That's going to be about $200. So now your total is no longer 5,000, it's 5,200. Then you pay another 5,000 on top for that new year. Your interest is not only going to be on the 10,000 that you've put in, but your interest going forward for that year, sorry, not going forward, for that new year is now going to be based off of the 5,200 plus the 5,000 that you paid for that year, giving you 4% of 10,200. And it keeps increasing like that every year. Now, remember when I talked about when you get a loan through your policy, it's literally getting a loan for the insurance company, but using your policy as collateral. So, what that means is that when you do have that loan out there, let's say you've taken out a loan of 3,000, when your interest is being calculated, your interest will continue to be calculated on the full amount that the policy has put in. So in this example where I was saying, okay, year one you put 5,000, then you had 200 as interest. Year two, when you put in 5,000 plus the 5,200, now you have interest based off of 10,200, not off of 10,200 less the 3,000 that you put in. So that's another great way where you have the opportunity to continue gaining compound interest, even though you have got a loan of 3,000 with the insurance company. Your full money, it will still continue to grow and get that interest. If there is any other way that you can get something similar to that, please, 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 please get in touch with me and tell me, because I'm always looking to learn. I'm always looking to find other ways that are available out there for the for other small business owners and for other families out there to really dive on and to also enjoy. If there is any other way that you can earn money on money that you have put in and still enjoy that type of compounding effect, please do share. Because one of the powerful ways that you find with your cash value life insurance is just that compounding effect. Your money continues to grow even though you have a loan that you took out. If I walk into the bank today and I get a loan from a banking institute, right? Even though I may have money in the account, no bank is going to give me interest on money that I have pulled out. I have not seen that. It may be there, I don't know. Like I said, I will never say I know everything. If it is there, please do share. But I have never seen a banking institute give you interest on money that is loaned out, right? So one of the greatest advantages of being able to have this customized cash value life insurance is just that you will have the ability to still enjoy a compounding effect even when you do have loans out. That is just amazing, in my opinion. Of course, we can all sit here and discuss the ins and outs. And, I've had people say, well, there's this. Did you consider what the interest rate is? Have you considered this? Have you considered that? Yes, there's many other things that we can consider. However, if we're going to have that conversation, let's have that conversation comparing apples to apples. Let's not compare apples and oranges and want to come to some type of conclusion. But anyway, this is just something that I wanted to share with you all business owners today to say, as you navigate funding your business, as you navigate avenues to get financing so that you can grow your business, understand how each works. Don't just assume that the only way is to go to a banking institution. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't go and ask for funding from the bank. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying have different options, weigh out options for each, weigh out advantages and disadvantages of each, and go with what you believe is the right one for your business at that point in time. It may not work for you today, it might work for you tomorrow. Have those conversations to understand where you stand before you make those decisions. But there are different avenues available out there. You can go to your banking institution. There's a lot of community banks that I know a lot of small business owners work with. There's a lot of people who have family and friends who have access to funds that you can get from. There is a lot of people now, a lot of businesses now are trying to do away from really having that personal credit be embroidered into their business such that if things don't go right, it affects them personally. So people like that may have already established their business credit. And just a note, if you have not yet established your business credit and it's something that interests you and you are interested in learning more about, do the same thing. Do reach out to us. We're able to help you, walk you through how that process works. But going back to what I was saying, yes, you may have all these different avenues. Make sure that you know how each works, what the requirements for each are, and then you can continue with having all those different avenues for cash that you may need. And when there is a need, you will look at the criteria for all and then choose what is going to be ideal for your situation and for your business. And that is, let me see if I have any questions before. Let me look through if I have any questions over here. Okay. Um, one question here. The question is, does, what is this? Please explain the compounding effect again and how you say it allows for, I believe it's growth. Okay, so what I was saying, let me answer this one again, just in the last couple of minutes that we have. What I was saying is that when I talk about the compounding effect, what I mean by that is when you have, when you put in your premium, right? Every year you put in a premium, and that premium is going to earn some interest. That interest amount is added to your premium plus the premium for year two, and another interest is then derived for year three. And then year three, you're taking all the monies from year two, which include year one premium plus year one interest plus year two and the interest and all that. You get it? And then you sum up all that money and get more interest. That is what we call the compounding effect. So it's just interest that is added to that cash value, and the future interest is also calculated on new totals, and that allows you to continue growth that you may not necessarily experience from having a savings account or a bank or using a banking institution. Right now, if you go into a bank and you have a savings account and you put 10,000 in there and you need to pull out 3,000, they are going to give you interest based on your balance. They're not going to give you an interest on the 10,000. Once you pull out some portion of that money out, that money is no longer going to earn any interest. So that's the major difference. And that's what we mean, or that's what we're referring to when we talk about a compounding effect. If this answer didn't wasn't as clear, please reach out to me, reach out to Lee. At the top right corner, there is that barcode that you can scan, and that will take you to my website where you can fill out a form or schedule some time. We can have a conversation just so that we can understand. I know some people, sometimes it's easier to actually write the numbers and walk through the numbers for people to understand. I'm more than willing to spend some time and walk you through that. But other than that, I don't see any other questions here. If I have missed any, please just reach out and I'll be definitely answer those questions for you. Other than that, it was great having you today. I hope you were able to learn something from this session. And I hope wherever you are, you're having a beautiful day. And if the weather is also as beautiful as it is here in Northern Virginia, do make the time to go outside and just take a walk, maybe like a 10-15 minute walk outside and enjoy the sun. And we will see you again next week on another wonderful Wednesday. And hopefully, Lee will be here then and we can have another session with him. But thank you all for being here and see you again next week. Have a good one. Bye bye.